We were between two options, to try something risky or to go bankrupt.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies around us were going bankrupt. It was a turning point for us, Nicoleta. Like, I remember when we launched the courses, like the same day, the same hours, our phone and computers were ding, ding.
There, in the beginning, you just focus on giving the best product for your clients, and the rest will come.
So my name is Huzan. I'm the founder of Speak Norsk language school in Norway. And today I'm here with my business partner, Nicoleta.
At Speak Norsk, we are a Norwegian language school, and we offer students the possibility to learn Norwegian in a completely new and interactive way.
We started this journey back from 2017. I started when I moved to Oslo, and then Nicoleta joined me around 2018.
It was a long way, but we had a lot of great moments.
A lot of ups and downs.
Ups and downs, but here we are today. So yeah, it's always been very rewarding working in the education field and, you know, giving the possibility to students to learn this great Viking language.
What kind of was the reason for starting to speak Norse? Like, did you guys have any professional training before with languages, or was there some sort of problem that you saw in the marketplace that you were looking to solve?
I come from Middle Eastern background, from Iraq, which gave me like a very good insight about living between two cultures and very big contrast cultures, very different languages. And having to learn Norwegian myself, I found it a little bit hard in the beginning, but I quickly learned Norwegian in almost less than 6 months, which is why today we have our most popular program is the promise of learning Norwegian in 6 months, and we called it
Viking.
Viking.
Yeah, I think the same applies for me. I was also a language student myself when I moved to Norway, and you know, about 10 years ago, I had the same challenge, learn Norwegian quickly and efficiently so I can integrate the Norwegian society. And I think what both me and Huzan saw in the market was that there was a gap between these traditional schools that offered, you know, the grammar, memorize everything approach, but then students couldn't actually use the language in real life.
When I started Speak Norsk, it was not like I had a specific plan. I mean, I graduated as a computer engineer. I was working in the IT field here in Oslo as a website developer. And a lot of my colleagues at work couldn't speak Norwegian. I was one of the very few that could. We were like going out after work. I would take them to a cafe, Starbucks actually, and they would really like it. Having learned Norwegian myself, I really didn't want to apply this to others, like go to page 16 and the traditional way. We wanted it more practical.
We tried to focus more on quality and giving the customers what they wanted ultimately, rather than focusing on, you know, just getting leads. And that's something that I think a lot of companies should actually do in the beginning. You just focus on giving the best product for your clients, and the rest will come.
I did not get any funding for starting the school back then. Neither did we do any advertisement. It was purely word of mouth and social media.
So how does your in-person presence look like right now? And what portion of that is online?
We had to literally move from one location to another within every year because of the expansion of our school. Like, as I said, we didn't know how many people going to be interested, but slowly, even the location we first rented, they also asked us to move.
I think it's just because we weren't expecting so many students, and we would settle for a certain square footage of the place, and then we would be out of space quickly enough. And you know, it's complicated to move so many times, but eventually now we settled in Oslo Centrum. We have a really nice location that fits all of our students, and that's basically our in-house presence.
So what has kept people coming back, right? How did you combine all of those into producing a student journey and student transformations where people refer based off of word of mouth?
It was not one thing. It was a combination of many things.
We invest a lot in quality, yes, and all of our teachers have to go through a training system developed by us. Regardless of their background, education, if they have experience in the field or not, they should all go through this training process. And this is how we ensure that whether you learn with us in-house, online, through other different private teaching, you get the same quality in all formats.
We invested a lot in our books. I have few examples we have here with us that been written by our team of almost like 15 teachers. So if you can see, our books are kind of very modern, rich in designs.
We wanted to bring the idea that it doesn't have to be boring going through a book, integrating up-to-date topics with interesting designs and
Exactly.
eye-catching images could turn this experience into something enjoyable.
Yeah, why don't we invest in education just like we invest in making like the best magazine or something? So I wanted it to be a different experience. We wanted to give them experience feeling like home, entertaining, even to say. Having to work in IT field myself, I always loved the creativity, and that helped a lot, especially with our designer. We had a very talented designer called Alice. She have a company called You Extremely, and she's been very helpful with maintaining our books design throughout the years.
How did you then take the assets that you're producing in person, and then when the pandemic came around, how did you adjust or adapt, and what did that journey look like for you guys?
It was one of our biggest turning point because up to COVID 2020, we did not have any idea that any pandemic is coming in our way.
Yeah, or that we might switch to online.
We didn't even have online. We had purely in-person courses, and our courses were almost fully booked all the time. So we didn't have time or like
The need
to create something else until COVID hit. And I remembered we had to let our employees go on leave in Norway, and that really was heartbreaking for me and Nicoleta because, as I said, we're very connected with our team. We had like very passionate, brilliant teachers that they enjoyed teaching. It was not just a job for them. So having to sit in our big location, me and Nicoleta alone,
on our own and just trying to figure out, okay, what's the next step? Of course, Huzan worked so hard to build this company. We worked together to build it, but we just didn't want to let it go. And COVID seemed like a turning point, but also an opportunity. Okay, let's figure if we can do something different. And that's where we found about Teachable.
it was a lifesaver, honestly, because at that point, we were between two options: to try something risky or to go bankruptcy. And a lot of companies around us were going bankrupt, and it was really depressing. It's almost like we had zero hopes in Eddie, and suddenly Teachable came, and then we had our hopes again because we didn't need any coding because we had a short time course. We had to create the online courses within 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah. And we had a lot of courses to create because it's different for other creators, but for us, we cannot just launch a course for beginners. We have our audience is wide, so we need beginner courses, advanced courses, exam preparation courses. So it's a lot of content to be created.
We had to do everything in a short time, and we had a meeting with our teachers, and we told them about this idea, and they were excited. They wanted to do anything, not to just like sit home. And you remember how it was in the lockdown. It was very easy. So even the possibility of Teachable, that we can give access to our teachers to be authors in the online platform, was very helpful.
Yeah, I think they also got some kind of hope, and of course, it was a risk because we didn't know if people would be interested. Everyone was kind of down during that period, maybe not as motivated to start something new. But now 5 years later, how many years later, we figure out that that was a time period where people actually wanted to do something new because they had all that time in their hands at home.
It was a turning point for us, Nicoleta. Like, I remember when we launched the courses, like the same day, the same hours, our phone and computers were ding, ding.
Yeah.
And we loved it. Wow, like so many people joined us, and they were so impressed and so happy because the quality was amazing. It's very user friendly. I even told Nicoleta, like, I felt like Teachable is like Apple in the tech industry.
Yeah, it was very easy to create those courses, to upload, structure it in a organized way. So yeah, it was definitely a turning point for us.
How did you guys transition then from in person? What was that like for you guys? And how did you produce the actual material within those 3 months? Also, how did you distribute it?
I mean, for us, it was easier because we already had our own materials, our own curriculum that we could, you know, transmit into the online format. It was, of course, a lot of work from our teachers. They had to, introduce everything on Teachable, upload, make the quizzes, but they were all based on the materials we used in the classroom. We still maintained our in-house where possible, but online was an addition to what we already had, which was great because we could use the same applied methodology that we know worked in the classrooms into the online format. We were, of course, present on social media, and yeah, I think that helped a lot.
Yeah, so I think also me and Nicoleta, we had a very good system. She would maintain the course quality by like maintaining a good contact with teachers and giving different tasks, while I would do more of the marketing and the IT solutions, which, as I said, Teachable was very easy. So with my IT background also that really helped. But I think anyone could go and do a course on Teachable.
What was your way of organizing the school itself to be a home for students?
We get feedback from students say like, we don't feel bored when we're learning. We enjoy the experience because we have rich designs, and the platform of Teachable makes it also easy, and it's a very high quality videos. And what makes it even extra special is that we made sure that we have a lot of human interaction in Teachable online courses, because we feel that people want to learn from people. And having a human interaction, a teacher teaching on board and recorded, is very helpful than just having like normal quizzes and exercises. Of course, we do have these as well, but our main selling point, I would say, is that people liked the idea of learning from our teachers, even in the online courses. So they still had like a classroom, a feeling of interacting with a Norwegian teacher, even in the online courses.
Yeah, and we structure the courses depending also on the audience. So we have courses for those that would like to learn Norwegian as a hobby, or they just want some beginner phrases. Then we have those courses. We also have courses for people who would like to maybe move to Norway, study at university, or work in the medical field. Those are more advanced courses. As well, we have exam preparation courses for those that would like to apply for permanent residency or citizenship. Those are completely different. So the first and most important, like Huzan said, is the human interaction. So we filmed these high quality videos where the teachers would explain the topic just as they would in the classroom, using the board and all the resources they had available. The video is followed by a supporting PDF with the vocabulary list or other resources that they saw in the video to reinforce the material. And that one was followed by quizzes and extra exercises to practice what you have learned. And I think we kept the same structure in all of our courses so that students can feel that they do not only have the video and the teacher human interaction, but they can also practice a lot and repeat a lot of what they learned.
How did you guys recruit the best teachers? How did you train them and maintain the brand consistency the whole time?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with personality and qualifications, of course. But what we are looking for in Speak Norsk is, commitment to the job, and you have to learn and you have to love to teach. There's a difference between knowing grammar and knowing how to explain grammar.
We even created a course on Teachable for teachers.
For teachers, yeah.
So we have our own training program, and this is a very important feedback we get from students. Like, if they miss a class or something and they join another teacher, they feel it's going the same routine, the same rhythm. And this is, for me, what makes a brand. A brand is by having it the same for all classes, regardless of the teacher. Every teacher is unique and different, but we try to maintain also a specific routine so the students always feel the same experience when they move from one level to another with different teachers.
How did you then maintain the consistency of quality once you came online and now you guys have thousands of students?
This is one of the biggest struggles, I would say, for most entrepreneurs. For us, it was more important to have happy students than just to have a volume of students, which that's why we had to sometimes close some courses, say it's fully booked, and work quickly on a plan to open more, but while sustaining the same quality.
We do also use, student feedback forms where students can leave their feedback and they can tell us how we can improve, what did they like about the course, what they would change if there's anything, what did they enjoy about the teachers, and so on.
So I'm actually curious, you guys mentioned free language consultations, and obviously you have a larger presence on social media now. A lot of the times when people grow, they get a detachment from their students. But if I'm not wrong, are you guys doing the free language consultations? Like, how does that look like right now?
We like it because for me, I think giving a language consultation is, of course, in the benefit of the students. But me as a CEO, I get a lot of ideas from students. So it helps me also to implement it in the company.
Yeah.
That's why we maintain always free language consultation and
With us specifically, yeah, because then we get to also know what are the needs of the market, what are the students looking for, what is the most popular levels that they would like to sign up for. So that gives us a lot of data and insight into what we should do next.
And it's very important point you mentioned, Chris, that many unfortunately get detached because of the volume of the clients. I think it's important to maintain a good relation directly with the client. A lot of times I go to our receptionist, ask how is everything going, any feedback on daily basis. So
yeah, personal touch is
personal
important.
touch is important.
How many courses do you have in general, and how have you set it up in such a way where people get the right things at the right time for their journey?
I think we have over 40 courses available in-house, online, but we would start initially with a free level check just to assess your current level in Norwegian. Some students come, they have some knowledge from before, maybe they have taken course or have studied by themselves. We have to assess your level first, and then we go into asking you a few questions about your preferred format, your availability, because we have different schedules, so
it's very personalized.
very
It's customized for and because we are a big school, we have this flexibility of giving you all options. I think we would recommend you the Viking from A0 to B2.
Complete bundle, fluent in 6 months.
It's our most popular.
How do you actually keep your students engaged right now?
I mean, AI is a revolution right now. Many entrepreneurs I've talked with that they think it's a little bit scary for any business. For us, I believe that it's a good tool to help and speed a process of, for example, correcting or creating materials. But I don't necessarily think that it can replace a human interaction. That's gonna always be people to people, and no AI gonna give you the same connection that you feel when you have a teacher.
So we would speak a lot about daily issues, whether it's society, politics, something else that is very relatable. We also try to keep the videos shorter and explained very, very easy. Grammar with us, it's explained easy.
You don't have to watch a full hour of a grammar lesson. Instead, we cut it down into many videos and put in between some more quizzes, articles, and that makes it more engaging. And regarding your point of the mobile app, Teachable have a very good feature for that. So yeah, many students have a mobile version.
Our students were saying that they're watching the videos on the trams, they're listening to these audio files that we have also on their way home or during the lunch break. So it comes very in handy because, of course, the flexibility that we offer is that they can learn anytime from anywhere, right? That's the slogan. So with the mobile app, we can actually do that.
And that's also a very important point, is to always maintain that you always record your videos in a very high quality, because that's going to stay forever and it's going to be very helpful for the students.
So you made it accessible to people. Do you guys use any partnerships, affiliates? Like, When you talk about word of mouth, is there any way that you guys incentivize that for maybe previous students or current partners?
We had a lot of collaborations with bloggers who are interested into culture and languages, traveling. So yeah, we do give affiliate.
And what I liked about Teachable's payments is that the affiliates could get paid automatically. So you
Yeah.
didn't have to worry about reports or sending invoices. It goes automatically from Teachable based on the sales that they make. So that was a very smooth process for us.
Currently, we're using Teachable back office, and we have a lot of reports for data and insight about our most popular sold courses. So it's very easy filtering methods. In addition to other tools that external we also use like Google Analysis, but even Teachable as its own, it has a lot of very helpful report system.
Yeah, you could see the students' progress, how many students, how many lessons were completed
Where
that day,
from.
where from exactly. So it's mainly we use the Teachable dashboard for everything when it
Yeah.
comes to revenue, courses completion, everything around that.
The comparison between the many years or month to date or quarter to date. So it's very easy to see. Even I would say when we use a coupon code for sales, it's also very easy to see how much we sold for that campaign. So that helped us to measure more what works better for us, what kind of deals that we can increase our sales with.
What's coming next, and how did you guys decide to make those next moves?
Most of our efforts, we wanted to be on the languages, the teaching. So we didn't want to I would say we don't want to bother a lot with the technicality of it. And that's why we liked how teachable platform is. And we wanted to create even more languages. So we started with Speak Spanish.
Speak Spanish we have, Speak Español, and we also have
Speak English.
Speak English, yeah.
Speak Arabic is on the main.
Yeah.
And this is our vision for the next few years is to start with the most popular languages and apply our same method at Speak Norsk to other languages.
And I think you guys are going to be able to have a good go at it because you yourselves won't have to be the central teachers for every single lesson. You've created an opportunity to get good word of mouth and a good feedback loop there. You know how to bundle sort of the different sections of different courses together into, let's say, a 6-month program like you guys have. And you've also been able to get the social media following. So what's your sort of distribution plan for these new languages? How are you thinking through producing new courses?
We have a mother company called Speak More. It's like the umbrella that we have the other languages under it. And we want to create as many languages and reach as many people globally as possible.
It's going to be very conversation focused. We're going to be writing our own materials, which we have already done for English and
Same
Spanish.
methodology.
Same methodology, same quality training applied under different languages.
We just want everyone to speak more.
That's good. I love that, and it's a really catchy name, and I think it's going to be really solid, especially since you have like your first bigger case study almost of your first aspect or element of your business, but you have a wider vision, and I think that that's really important. So how do you see the future of education looking for you and your team? Is it going to be in person, mainly online? What's the blend going to look like, and what trends are you seeing for education as a whole?
So we want to have all the options. This is how we like it.
Yeah.
And we like to offer the in-person, the online. Maybe we're going to start the online for the other languages worldwide, and then we have a vision to open a school in the biggest cities in the world.
It's good to offer the clients the possibility to choose, because some people might prefer in-house, some people prefer the flexibility, some others prefer another type of format. If we can offer all of these formats, why not? We have the resources for it, the energy, the inspiration.
The debate me and Nicoleta usually have, and she usually tell me like, Huzan, I like live lessons, and I'm like, you know what, I prefer pre-recorded so I can learn on my own. And then we're like, you see, like everyone is different, so we should like offer the possibility for anyone to learn in any way they like.
Yeah. And while there is this trend with AI, like Huzan said, it's very important to not miss it and try to use it to our advantage. But I think that with Speak Norsk as well and with the other languages, we will try to maintain the human and the personal touch as long as much as possible, because this is what defines us and this is what we have started with. And I think the human connection is an ongoing trend for all coming generations. I think that's what people are going to want the most.
How do you guys see the B2B field looking like right now? And what are your methodologies for selling to businesses? Are there specific pitches that you have? Are they mainly students who come in first and then they pitch to their larger organizations?
Like you said, it's two different things. So there's students that come to our school, they like the method, the books, and then they recommend us to their manager or someone in charge. Or we have organizations taking contact with us directly, and then we offer them solutions based on their field. We did have very different clients. We had embassies, we had ABB, we had VIPs. VIPs is quite like Venmo in US, like a payment system. So different types of clients, different needs, but our approach is to customize the curriculum based to their needs and their field of work. I think that's what's most important for them. And that's a very good selling point when you sell B2B.
Yeah, and for the B2B, we usually very flexible. So we could offer them teachers that can go to their location or they could come to our location. And in terms of hours and timing, it's always very flexible and customized.
So what do you see in the future of online education as a whole? Like, are there any trends or recommendations that you would give to people either who are language teachers or not that you're seeing on the horizon that they should be kind of aware of?
From my own perspective, I think be different. When I started Speak Norsk, I actually didn't look much about around for competitors what they're doing, so it made it very unique and different. So I would say be different, be unique, and listen to directly to your clients.
If you could go back like 10 years and you could talk to yourselves and give a piece of advice to a creator, what would you say and why?
I would say focus on the bigger picture. You know, like in the situations where you have COVID or another challenge, it might feel like the world is ending. But if you zoom out a little bit and take a step back, you can see that you're working towards something and things are going to get better. And there's always a solution to the problem. You just got to look for it and you're going to find it. So yeah, trust yourself, trust your intuition. That's what Huzan says a lot. And yeah, like she said, be different and trust your own gut because you know best what your clients might want.
I would tell myself at least to that ups and downs in business is actually a good thing. It's not bad. It means you're doing progress, you're trying new things. That means you're launching a project. That's why it's up and down. Otherwise, it will be steady. And not to be afraid of challenges. I think challenges could be the fuel for brainstorming, for ideas, and not to give up because for every problem, there is always a solution. For every shut door, another will open. I've been very surprised in my journey, especially with Nicoleta, because we have a very good teamwork and we've been very good friends as well.
Yeah, just having that dynamic there. That's really important.
Having the right people around you gonna make it or break it. You don't always have to have a plan. I remember I was at a time where COVID hit that I was a little bit feeling down, and then someone asked me, "What's your business plan?" I mean, I really didn't have a business plan. Did we ever?
No.
We didn't actually have a business plan. And then I also read or I saw in one of Jeff Bezos' interviews, he once also said that I never made a business plan. So it could work for some people. For some, it's not. For us, it's mostly been on the go. Like we just listen to feedback, we apply it, and we improve, and we look forward.
And you guys are now expanding, you're growing, and I think it's all built off the backs of the student success stories that you've been able to produce. So like actually putting your students first instead of saying, "Hey, I have this 5 or 10 year plan at the start." You put your students first, you got the feedback, you understand how they work, and then you got teachers to distribute and to produce a lot of different course curriculum and material. So are there any student success stories that I guess stick with you that inspire you on a daily basis?
One of the most recent ones was a student from the online courses called Leonard. He is actually living in California and he has always had this fascination for Norway. So he always wanted to come visit. He took our Viking offer, which included some beginner levels and some intermediate levels. And he got through all of those and then he decided to come to Norway and take an in-house course with us to go more in depth. And when he came to the courses, we were so surprised of how much progress he has done, even though he doesn't have the Norwegian, society to practice with. He's in California. So to see his progress in just a few months was very, very inspiring. And the fact that he could already use what he has learned out in the streets, it was shocking and so enjoyable to see.
That's amazing, guys. If there's anything else you guys want to share with the audience, please do.
I would say that we are very excited to continue our journey together and grow even more. And we always like to start something new. So our newest project, it's called the virtual courses.
Yeah. So yeah, we are trying to expand a bit more as we do. And now we're offering also live lessons that everyone can join, whether you are in Norway or outside Norway. We have flexible schedules for different time zones as well, since many are very far away. And yeah, we're very excited to see the feedback from the students. We invest a lot of time and work into these projects, and we hope people will enjoy it.
Anyone who's watching, whether you're an entrepreneur, believe in yourself, use Teachable, I would highly recommend it. And if you're a student, follow us because you're going to learn Norwegian quickly.
So if anyone's listening and they want to learn more about Speak Norse, or they want to follow, or they want to see what you guys offer, where can they actually learn more?
So we have our website. It's called Speak Norsk, which is Norsk .no. Also on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. It's the same name, Speak Norsk everywhere.
Thank you guys so much again for making the time and just hopping on. Really enjoyed our conversation, and we'll catch you guys later.
Likewise,
Chris.
Chris. Thank you so much.